having a day in Queens. I'm really excited because we were hanging out with our two work besties. Well, I want to say like ex-coworker besties. Yeah. We used to work with them, Rachel and Claire. And I'm so pumped to just like have them show us around because Rachel's from Queens and Claire's from Brooklyn. We had a day in Brooklyn, so now we're having our day in Queens.
Do you get it?
Very professional.
Nice.
After recovering from the absolute chaos of our provocative Italian ices, Rachel took us to the Queens Museum, and of course we had to bring our newest favorite member, Miss Charlie, along for the ride. Now, I gotta admit, it's kind of embarrassing that this is our first time here, especially as locals. One of the coolest things inside is the panorama of New York City. It's this massive scale model of New York, originally built for the 1964 World's Fair, and it gives you a full bird's eye view of the 5 boroughs. It was so fun spotting places we've actually explored, especially seeing a plane landing at JFK. Watching Charlie parade around the museum and seeing it through her lens was entertaining enough. It's crazy to think how much history has unfolded here. Some of the artifacts didn't even feel that old until we actually did the math. Turns out those so-called artifacts were toys our grandparents played with, which made us question everything about passage of time. And of course, that got me thinking, what's going to end up in a museum to represent my generation? A perfectly preserved iPhone? A Stanley Cup? The last remaining TikTok dance tutorial? The possibilities are endless, but it's interesting to see how much time has really passed and how present we really need to be every day to appreciate the moments we're living now before they too become history.
Huge advocate for third spaces, and if you couldn't tell, I'm kind of obsessed with the library. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm a little embarrassed to admit, I really never used to go to the library like at all. It's only until recently that I have been kind of coming back here, and one of the biggest reasons I usually go here when I'm junk journal is actually for the printer. I don't own one anymore, so it's really hard when you're obviously crafting and you have a certain specific thing you want to do or, create, and the printer is literally, if you want to just print, say a colored page, 25 cents. You can't beat that. And if you're looking to just do maybe a black and white or something, it's only 10 cents. You can't beat that, especially in this economy. I'm trying to save as much money as I can. But today honestly was really great to be able to craft, use the printer, and look back at all the really fun things that I did in the past week. I really just love taking this time to reflect and to also just get back into my creative side and just let things happen the way that they do. It's probably one of my favorite ways that I've been able to document.
So I went to the library today to do some crafting. Again, I am trying to do at least once a week, sticking to making some junk journaling. We did a lot of fun things the past week. And so I've collected a couple things that have been kind of on my mind to just do. So today I decided to sit down, finally finish it up, and just relax the rest of the day now.
So we are in Bayshore today, so I am close to my studio, which means I can wrap up some of my pieces and luckily take some home. So I was able to get back both of my matchboxes, which I am so excited, and Shannon's matcha bowl. I am just kind of checking right now to make sure everything looks okay, there are no cracks, and it's good to go before we get him in the kiln. But the first one that I'm going to be working on is Shannon's matcha bowl. I am just so excited to wrap this one up since last week was a total fail. So I'm doing this one first in hopes that this one will dry over and then I can work on these matchboxes. But before I can glaze these matchboxes, I have to prep the bottoms so that way the glaze doesn't stick to it and also doesn't stick inside the kiln, which is a huge thing. But I wanted to share some glazing tips that I think would be really helpful if you're a new time potter. Something that's really important when you are going to glaze your piece is to make sure that the thickness is important. So the thing that you like to do is to dip your finger into the glaze, and you can kind of tell between the two how the first round was not thick enough and the second was. So I'm able to now use that and dip my piece into the glaze, which was my problem the first time I did this. I don't think I stirred it enough, which kind of caused the cracks. And another fun tip that I actually found this one on TikTok, which I'm going to be honest, I don't think worked, was that you're supposed to dip your fingers in the glaze first and then you dip your piece. That way you're not getting what we call spider bites onto the piece. I honestly didn't think it worked. I don't know how it worked for them, but if anyone has done this before, please let me know in the comments. And before I finish up, I just make sure all the bottom is clean. That way that doesn't stick to the kiln. And now I'm done for the day.
So I have been working all afternoon at the cafe. I didn't get really much footage because I was so zoned in, but Kristin's at the Pottery studio now and she just texted me that she finished, so I'm gonna go pick her up at the studio and I think we're gonna go for a nice little sunset walk after this. So to reward ourselves from a long day of working. This is back. Yay, let me see. This bowl. Oh, that looks so good. And then this is the vase that came out. It's not too bad. I do have a plate in my bag, but I don't have hands to show you. It's okay. That time of the week, our manifesting walk.
Yes.
We're doing this after work as a little treat yourself moment.
Yeah,
Because we didn't get to do it in the morning.
I know, we need, like, honestly, I just need to touch some grass.
We're trying to do that, and this time we are in close to Bayshore, so we went to this park called Gardiner Park.
Yes.
What's really great about this place is that it's a short walk, and the fact that there's also dogs, which is obviously the
biggest
main
perk.
reasons why we're here. And then the other actual reason we're here is because the end of this trail, there is a gorgeous view of the water. So it's really nice that, you know, us in bodies of water, we're obsessed with it.
I know, and it has like the most amazing also view of the bridge to the beach.
Yeah.
So it's just like this really peaceful, short walk that's perfect for us in this moment in time because we don't want to go too far, but we want to enjoy ourselves.
Exactly.
Nice.
On our weekly manifest walk, which we like to do during these walks, is talk about the things we want to improve on and just kind of like manifest the life that we dream of living.
Yeah, we kind of jokingly say, like, when we do these, before we go on these walks, we're like, let's solve the world's problem, aka manifest walk.
Yeah.
But you know what we were talking about, as you know, something that we were challenging ourselves to do more is how do we improve these weekly vlogs? But as we were like kind of thinking more like about these vlogs, something I like question or I like hope comes across, and the reason we even do this is to build community. Like I hope that we make friends, I hope we can find cool places
and even inspire people to know that, like, you know, you don't need to be making millions to live your life, you know, like I think that's something that like me and you are really keen on really kind of pushing through is like, hey, like go to your local library, go to the cafe and make it special. You know, like you can make the everyday and romanticizing your life, I feel like is something that we love to do.
100%.
last night we did our first pickleball legit game in our
official league. Yeah, the league has finally started.
Yeah, so it was quite humbling.
Oh my God.
We realized, because here's the thing, obviously since we're new to the sport, we didn't really want to invest in equipment yet until we knew that we really liked it.
Yeah.
So we just got a random
Amazon
$15 set, you know?
And if you're playing casually, there's
Then
nothing
that's
wrong
fine.
with
That's
that.
fine.
I think it's totally fine.
But I definitely realized that the equipment does help.
Yeah.
So we're gonna today go check out a local area that has used paddles, because honestly the paddles are really expensive, and hence our hesitancy on doing it. So we're gonna go check it out and pick a paddle for our league.
yeah. So we are back at our favorite little store for a fun errand. Kristin is currently making matchboxes and pottery and had the idea of using a crystal as a handle for one of her designs. So we made sure that the meaning matched the intention to add a little bit of that personal touch. But later, we texted our friend and pickleball teammate Scott to practice with our new rackets. And he found a fun venue where we rented out the court for an hour, practicing our skills so we can do better in our league.
We ended up going to this place in Islip, I think it was.
Yes.
And we practiced for a bit, kind of honing in skills that we noticed that were
It was a weakness.
lacking in
Yes.
the games that we're playing. And now we are going to
Go to
a brewery.
we decided to celebrate
our win.
our little mini win of getting new paddles, and I feel like because of the paddles we are a little bit better.
I do wanna believe that.
I'm excited to test that theory, but we decided to go to the Great South Bay Brewery tonight.
Yes.
It's one of our favorite breweries on the island, in my opinion.
I love
which
it.
is
It's a good
strong
vibe.
thing.
It's a good vibe.
Yeah, they always have live music or just a lot of fun events. So tonight we're just gonna grab a few beers and just hang out and catch up, since it's an evening to enjoy.